Hello everyone, welcome back. We are getting ready for the final match of this round of 16 weekend. Indonesia versus Sweden. We have, like I said, that match is the last match of the weekend. I am your commentator, the toaster, joined by Juan Crystal from the previous match. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing fine. Preparing the showcase for the last half an hour, so everything should be up and ready to go as soon as we're done with this one, so pretty hyped up.
I'm pretty excited for that.
I am scared, honestly.
I mean, I just got the list of maps too, so I'm pretty scared in my own right.
Oof.
This is gonna be wild.
It is really going to be wild. But hey, we have no more time. Let's jump right into the match.
Yep, we have a warm-up. It looks like from the chat that this is the Swedish warm-up. Probably a chart made by Quill, so I can't be too certain about that.
It has like the lowest volume in the universe.
That's where they get you. It's just gonna blast the mic at some point.
I hope it doesn't, because I don't want to pump up the volume enough so you can hear now, because it will definitely like destroy everyone's headphones.
It's totally not. This was a warm-up that Vento used in his match against Rem Fangirl during Rhythm Rivals. That's what this is. So I don't think it's gonna blast the mic. I think we're safe on that one.
Hopefully
and there it is in the background.
Oh my god. Why is Misaka there? Like, why?
Maybe because Vento likes Misaki. Is it?
I think he does, but I mean, I never really thought of Vento to be like Misaka. Like, you kind of stood up with me and Wise, right? Because I always use like Wise pictures and whatnot.
Yeah. I love anime.
Yeah, and Ruby is an anime though, come on.
But it counts as one. It totally does.
If it counts for the waifu bot, I guess it does. Okay, now I have to lower the volume, otherwise this is gonna explode.
Oh, oh. Whoa, Lombit failing.
Wow.
Interesting.
Epic.
That's a really quick warm-up. Vento actually full count. Oh my god, let me Serenade with 4 200s.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh
is this the ranked one?
No, this is not.
No, it's not. It's a remastered version. Oh, I'm worried about what that means.
I am super worried. Like, I saw Comoi and I instantly went, oh, like, oh no. Oh no, no, no. Dude, I'm so glad you're here to commentate. Man, the last match by myself, I mean, I'm kind of used to, but it's not the same.
Oh, this is gonna. I just looked this up. This background's interesting.
Oh no.
HP 1, OD 1.1, star rating of 4.97. And you'll see the background when it comes up, but this is interesting.
See?
It's just the normal one, except there's a bit of a twist to it regarding the color scheme used.
I don't know, the last time we saw a warm-up from Indonesia, it was really hilarious. Like, it was, what was it? I think it was like a normal song and then it suddenly went to like overload mode and it kind of crashed.
No, that was Singapore's, wasn't it? From this weekend, because I commentated that match.
Yeah, but that was the Galaxy Collapse.
Yes.
I'm talking another one.
They're actually
against Australia on group stage. I'll have to retake. Yeah. Oh no! Are you hearing the music? I just realized.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh,
I see what the remastered part of this is.
Oh no!
It's gonna be an 8-mile long trill.
Oh my god! For those who don't know the inside joke here, there's a map ranked on the Mania that is called Comoi, and it's well known for being probably one of the worst. I mean, I'm safe saying it's one of the worst maps.
I wouldn't say worst ranked maps. I would more call it the most the map that like takes playability almost the least into account.
Okay.
Maybe Bang and Burst takes that cake, or like Imperishable Night, but this one comes pretty close. Basically, there's an 8-mile long trill in the original one, and this one's MP3 was edited to extend that trill. So I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be the same trill for
like 3 hours.
Yeah. Luckily, the chart's only like 2 minutes and 45 seconds, according to the map page on the website.
You'll never know what's gonna happen. Okay, there's a trill. Oh my god, that I don't remember. I don't recall that long though. There, like with that trill.
Yeah, no, this is actually how the chart is.
Oh, is it?
In the ranked version.
Well, I haven't seen the rank chart in like ages for a good reason. Okay, here we go with the infinite trills. Oh my god, those mini lands. Ah, PTSD.
How long it takes for people to start rushing the trills?
Allow me to just... Okay, there we go. Rem Fanger though, what is his accuracy? What is the accuracy by Rem?
Whose man's is this?
What? He's triple S-ing this. What? What?
How do you do this?
What the? Rem? Hello?
I don't think this is allowed. This shouldn't be allowed. Hold on a minute.
What?
Hold on a minute.
I am legit shocked.
His accuracy's
like,
going up.
What
His accuracy is actually going up.
Oh my god. What? How is he doing it?
What is happening?
What is wrong with this guy?
Still going up.
I think it's like, well, this will take like a million years. What in the world is wrong with Rem? He's still going. Like, how is he hitting every single one of the lands? Like, I don't get it.
The pattern's like way harder than it looks, by the way, if anyone was like curious about this.
Wow. Oh man, his accuracy is finally going a bit down, but what the hell?
Lamed and Quill both just stopped playing. Cranny can't find his way back in. And there goes Ben
please
too.
Don't fail this. Please don't make this score from Rem not count.
No, Crane's still going. Crane's still going.
That wouldn't be fair.
I think this is the last trill given that timer at the top.
Is he gonna full combo it?
Oh, he didn't full combo it. He didn't full combo it.
The end, dude.
Oh my god.
What the hell? ACC, look at that accuracy.
Ack.
Yeah. What the hell, Rem? Dude, no way. How?
That's amazing.
Oh my god. Okay, that's not the right one. That is more like it.
Alright. See what the rolls
there
are.
we go. What in the world, man?
Jeez, that was a warm up right there.
I'm speechless. I don't know what to say about that. His accuracy was just going up all the time.
It started at like 99.89 going into the trill and ended at 99.95.
Dude, but to be fair, the trills were all the same, right? It's not that they changed,
it's the
but
same
still.
pattern over and over. So if you can hit it once very consistently, you should be able to hit the rest of them. But
oh my god! Oh my god!
Wait, what was the roll? Oh my god!
Oh my god!
What is with no rolls in this tournament, dude?
Sweden rolled a 7 and Bento goes like good, and then Indo rolls a 3 and then like the chat explodes. Oh my god,
that's amazing. This tournament's been wild. I can't explain like what has been going on in this World Cup so far.
Did it just roll out of 10 or something? What? Close to Lotus 300.
Yeah. Indo will ban first, Sweden will ban second and get that first pick advantage. I don't Honestly, I have no idea what to expect out of bans from either one of these teams. They're both pretty well-rounded overall, and when you're a well-rounded team going against another well-rounded team, the kind of ban you make is usually dependent on your team's personal hang-ups in terms of individual, like, charts, as opposed to a specific skill set and just banning the hardest one out of those. And Indonesia goes with Neuro Cloud 9, getting rid of the Quill map. No mapper's advantage here. And Sweden banning out Japanese transformation, it looks like.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
No, they banned Sakura Skip, guys. No long notes here.
There we go.
Alright, yes. Japanese transformation is the ban from Sweden. Not sure what the first pick is going to be here. Maybe they'll just go with an even ground and just, you know, pick an accuracy chart. Or...
I'm thinking of Beyond the Earth.
That's possible too, yeah, but who knows? I mean, like I said, Sweden's very well rounded, so they could go with pretty much anything they wanted to. It really. Okay, that was.
That's just the end of the chart. I don't know if you recall.
I know it is, but that was surprising. But. Oh, is this month 2 we are hearing? Like that is going to be the first pick for Sweden. Understandable to a certain extent. It is one of the easier charts in the pool physically. But it also comes with it that risk for choking a lot. So maybe that's what Sweden is ultimately banking on for this chart as a whole. Just hoping that Indo chokes and they don't.
Yeah, this is kind of like a choke bait map of the pool, I think. Like, it's not really too hard to do. The rolls are to some extent tricky because if you don't have the speed required for it, you can't really cheat your way out of it with good accuracy. If anything, you might even get 100s.
No, yeah.
And then the mini jacks. The mini jacks are so easy to choke.
Rolls in general are either you hit them perfectly or you probably rushed 1 or 2 of the notes in it, just from the nature of the pattern. And the mini jacks are always odd, just with how many of them there are in the chart. It makes choke potential that much stronger.
I really like this map though. Like, I find it pretty cool.
It's really fun. I enjoy it a lot as well. It's just risky to a certain extent, but also something you might want to pick if your goal is to bank on the chokes of the other team.
As long as you don't choke yourself.
Yes, I learned that yesterday with choking on this myself. Oh, is that already? Is that okay? That was client. I thought lovely Serenade had already found a drop. Accuracies right out the gate do favor Sweden, though we haven't hit the more physically demanding portions of it. So, accuracies are still very, very close.
Yeah, it's mostly just Lord Volker being a bit behind, because Sweden is, based on consistency, like super close in terms of accuracy to Indonesia here. But the powerhouse Ramhanger now showing up with lovely Serenade to back it up.
Yeah, really the difference between Lovely Serenade and Sweden's second player is the only thing giving them any lead right now, given that the accuracies are so close. So with Sweden's Seatox and Quill's accuracy edging out over Lord Bokers, it's going to be pretty hard for... Ooh, and that's a break from Lord Boker right there, giving Sweden an immediate lead.
Starting off with the first break of the map here and the match. Gonna see if it counts though. Sweden likely just has to hold their combos up, but they will have to take their actions a little bit as well, because you can see that Lovely Serenade and Ramfanger are starting to make a difference here, and there it is, and missed by Bento.
2/3 of the way through the chart, and that lead is going to slowly edge back into Indonesia's favor.
Or is it? The action from Lord Borger is a bit too low. Oh, there's another miss there by Seatox.
Yeah. That might actually end up sealing the deal. They're gonna need 2
Or
misses.
is it?
Ooh, there's another miss from Lord Boker. Though him being the lowest, it's gonna hurt them a little bit less than it did when Seatox missed for Sweden. But score gap is gonna get a bit smaller at this ending section. It might get really close here, actually.
Yeah, that last roll could define the end of this, but I think it's gonna be Indonesia. I think they still have enough time for this not to be enough on there. There's another miss there by Lord Boker. Is it enough?
Is
it enough? 4,000 points? No, it's not enough.
Last note being that he missed just late enough that it didn't mean anything when he missed at the end. 1-200 plays from Lovely Serenade and Rem Fangirl carrying that team to victory over Sweden for this first chart.
That was a pretty close way to open this this matchup here. Sweden though losing their own picks, so no good news for them. Although they were quite close, if they can keep this kind of consistency across the whole team, really, like they're averaging the average scores of the team are pretty close to every single individual score. If they can keep that up for most of the maps, they might be able to snipe a point or two from Indonesia in any of the Indonesian picks.
I mean, Sweden has the opportunity to snipe points from almost any team in the tournament. I strongly believe that to be the case. It's just dependent on whether their consistency and capabilities is going to be enough to take full wins over some of the teams like Indonesia and the other powerhouses we've seen in the tournament.
Yeah, that's has always kind of been the issue from Sweden. They always have like that chance because they are like super well-rounded to pretty much win against any team a couple maps, but when it comes to win the whole match, unless they are like superior overall in pretty much anything, it's hard for Sweden to win matches overall. They always take points, but they sometimes find it difficult to win the whole match. We have seen that on the United Kingdom's match, for example.
Yeah. But the next hit coming in from Indonesia being Breadless. I'm not sure I agree with this choice. Just based on the fact that Sweden's pretty well known for SVs as one of their strongest skill sets, maybe barring consistency. But Indo is also a team very, very well known for being good at SVs. So we'll have to see if this pick does end up faring well for them.
I don't know, this SV map is so hard to predict because you can one day do super well on it and the next try just after it choke like really, really hard. We have seen that on the previous match, in fact.
Yeah, Chile versus South Korea, that happened unfortunately to Softy, where it seems that he just spaced out a little bit in the ending chorus and tried to hit a pattern from the previous section, but it was actually the fourth iteration of it, so it was the 5-note, 5-note version of that SV, and he just ended up missing 5 or 6 notes just in that string. This is a map that it is very dangerous to autopilot.
Yeah, the moment you like start to autopilot it, you can so easily mind block or so easily forget about something. It's like a really, I think it's a proper memorization. Like you don't really have to memorize the whole chart. You just have to memorize certain blocks of it, certain specific timings rather than the patterns. You just have to remember the timing. And if you autopilot it, and you can easily screw up that order or that remember wrongly.
Yeah, I just used the trick that it was 2-1-3-1 and for the first chorus, where those were the differences in the SVs used in the first chorus, and then I just remember that the second chorus was the exact same throughout the entire life of it.
Yeah. Same. Like I recall, like if it is a triple, you have to wait for it. If it is a double, you have to rush it. That was kind of the technique I used.
Yeah, and I usually use that to determine which of the patterns I was going to use in that given block of patterns. It was an easy way to remember what I had to do for like the next 1 or 2 iterations of the SDs. But anyways, here we go.
Let's see. We're gonna see any rush. We see Sweden now on the lead for a round. It's actually holding a pretty substantial actual difference, mostly due to Lombi, but there's a miss. Yoshizori. We're gonna see in this transition. This is the one where the rhythms change. So let's see if they can hold on through this. And everyone does. Yoshizori drops a little bit of accuracy, and there's the miss by Lombit.
Scores are going to get closer together again, but actually Lombit's accuracy is significantly lower than Yoshizori's right now. That might be enough to give or to push the lead a little bit in favor of Sweden, but lovely Serenade and Rem Fangirl's accuracies right now are
that's
human.
Coil and Bento are still on the full combos, that's correct, but the accuracy difference, like Sweden is like 0.8% behind here of Indonesia, and that's actually a huge lead in favor of Indonesia regardless of the miss. They still have a time to build up that combo difference as Lombit is building back up into the 400 combo.
But remember, like we said, it's very, very possible to just move into autopilot going into this last chorus. Plus,
the teleport.
The jack on 2 is very possible to miss if you forgot about it or thinking too much about the chart. I found it's an easy way to forget what you're doing for certain sections.
Yeah, let's see if they can hold on to it. There it is right after this, and there's no misses. Cole is having a bit of difficulty here keeping up the accuracy there. He got a couple 200s.
No misses thus far into the last chorus, but we still have another iteration of all these SVs to go. Rem Fangirl and lovely Serenade definitely still keeping that accuracy up needed to hold on to that lead. That lead only seems to be extending too.
What in the world, Rem, is your accuracy? He's like Remu 300 everything. No breaks on the last.
Be it for Red Lips. Red Fangirl getting an instant 72. Okay. Okay, Rem.
Fair enough.
You do that.
That's a double B1 double S, by the way, for Indonesia. I think it's the first time we see that on the Red Leaves on any team. Despite the misses there by Lombit and the miss by Yoshizori, I think if we had equal ground here, without the misses, it will have 100% of the times being Indonesia's win anyway.
Yeah,
Bento
but
having
if
a finish.
if the accuracies of Quill and Bento were a little bit closer to Rem's and lovely Serenade, it almost certainly would have gone over to Sweden. But gotta mind your accuracy on charts like this. Not a PB. What are you? What?
What? Okay. Well, lovely Serenade got a PB there. At least he's saying that.
Okay.
But if that's not your PB, Rem, I'm okay. Rem is getting good at the game, man. I remember back then, like soft 2 times when he didn't even qualify to the tournament. And Rhythm Rivals as well. Like you mentioned it a couple minutes ago. I had to play against him. He has improved so much since then.
Yeah, he's had some absolutely insane improvement. Apparently, according to Chet, his PB is 38. Regular 300.
What? Okay.
What? Night and Ruby, no, Rem Fangirl didn't qualify for Soft 2. He did qualify for Rhythm Rivals. I think he got top 8.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Oh, next pick coming in, Sakura Skip from Sweden, just trying out anything they can.
Well, that's a good thing for being an all-rounder team, right? You can just pick anything.
Yeah, you have problems with one type of map, you just go to another type. It gives teams like that a huge advantage in the long run. especially with like longer drawn out matches where you start to get down to the nitty and gritty and all of the charts that players are uncomfortable with.
And I'm not gonna forget that match I had against Rem, and then now seeing him playing this well. He's actually gonna be replaced for this map though. Got Nick Seriazama.
Interesting. I've seen from the previous matches, Nick Seriazama's improvement has also been pretty insane.
Significant. Yeah.
He's always been pretty good at like lower end stuff. I recall he actually did get top 16 in soft 2.
Wow, look at those rolls.
Oh jeez, roll anime. I love anime.
Yeah. But yeah, like you were saying, Nixiria got top 16. He was actually the only top 16 player who get knocked out of group stage though. But
yes.
But he
I'd imagine
was like a surprise as well. I'd never really heard of that name before. But
assuming, I'm guessing that the reason for that is that he, at the time, had like a range where he was good and also like practiced coinage. So he got a pretty big advantage over other people just for those charts being right where they needed to be. And I'd imagine Sakura Skip might be similar on top of the fact that he's improved immensely from the start of the match.
Well, he just got a 100 there on one of the releases, so gotta be careful.
Giving a small lead to Sweden right out of the gate. Vent and Quill both holding above 99.9 almost. Giving them a healthy lead right now.
Yeah, we have seen Quill in the past getting pretty good rainbow accuracy when it comes to long no maps. We actually have seen that on previous community tournaments. Saw 3 as an example. He got one of the best scores on Primal Scene. I think it was the Stage 3, the long no release qualifier. Regardless of that, he's holding really solid scores here. 99.90, the only one above the 99.9% threshold.
Yeah, but Seriazama with his accuracy going up is starting to reduce that lead that Sweden has. With almost catching up to Crady now, which pretty much evens out the accuracies if it wasn't for some small accuracy drops on Lord Beaufort's lovely Serenade part. Though, ultimately, their performances on this intro section just gives the smallest advantage to whoever, to whatever team has the lead. But the most important part to get through is the third chorus. That is very clearly the most difficult part of this chart and the most prone to chokes section.
The annoying part of the map.
No one messing up that transition into this second chorus, so Sweden does maintain that lead.
It's pretty close though. You see the scores are like 2,000 points away of each other, so Sweden though is doing well. Oh, but speaking of Sweden, there's the miss by Bent.
You just love cursing them, don't you?
Haha.
But that is going to give Indonesia an advantage going into the solo and into the third chorus. Definitely going to be something that's good, because if they miss once, they might be able to recover from that.
Oh, there's another one.
Ooh, oh, that's a double miss from Quill and Van.
That fast, bursty section into a lens is really difficult to nail properly. I've seen many players miss in that part in particular, even myself. Like, it's super common, but there is the ASV and there goes the last combo from Sweden. Not good news.
3 full combos to 0 now going into this last chorus. Not going to be doing any good for Sweden unless there are significant drops from Indonesia in this ending chorus.
And it's just the chokes actually. Like, look at the accuracies in Sweden. They're all really good. And there's the first miss from Indonesia. Actually a big accuracy hit as well. So might give a room of opportunity to Sweden if they find another miss. I don't think they have enough time anyway.
Mini jacks might prove to be a bit weird here in this ending section, but it doesn't look like anyone dropped on them. Oh, Vent actually did. So that is going to seal it. Indonesia taking the second break point and their third point in the match.
That's a 22,000 points of advantage for Indonesia. And again, I feel that if we even things out and don't count the misses, it still goes in favor of Indonesia, just judging by the ratios and the 200 counts. Krati, despite having a decent score here, almost getting the same score as Bento, which has a pretty good 200 count. I think he was probably around 983 without a miss. That was definitely not enough to take Indonesia.
Yeah, it just seems that anything that Sweden tries is getting outclassed by the Indonesian team. Or whenever they're, you know, looking for chokes on the other team, they end up matching them or making more mistakes, which is not conducive to what they are, you know, trying to do.
Do you remember the meme that I'm you but better or something like that?
I don't recall that one specifically, but I guess it fits here pretty well.
Like the one that you have a picture and another picture, and like the one thing is asking the other, who are you? And then that response, I'm you but better.
Yes.
I think
put the Swedish and Indonesian flag in there.
Yeah. I think we can kind of sound this matchup up like that, because Indonesia is like the top-seeded version of Sweden. That team that has no clear weakness, no clear strengths. They're just very good and very all-rounder, and that's showing off. Sweden will have difficulty to take points out of a team that is just as all-rounder as they are, and slightly better pretty much on everything so far we have seen.
Yeah, for sure. But Calamity Fortune is the next pick by Indonesia, and given how Breadless went, I am not surprised at all. Why take the risk of other things, of other map choices, when you can just go with something you're confident in and something that has proven to work?
I'm not so sure about this one. Like, considering we have Rem Banger on the room, I don't even know what to say, because Rem can either like absolutely destroy the chart, or he can do well. Like, it's super unpredictable at this point. He got so good at the game that I don't even know how good he is.
Yeah, his skill has been kind of hidden. All I know is that at some point he got Luminal, and that's it. I don't know anything past that. Other than that, he's always been good at SVs. He's been exceptional at SVs for a very long time.
All right, then. Here we go. Let's see if Sweden actually managed to practice this one. I feel this is like the most annoying SV chart to practice on the whole pool. Maybe NeuroCloud, but it's banned.
That's actually kind of surprising. If they're performing so well on the SV charts here, why Indonesia would ban out NeuroCloud9? Like,
Coil's
sure,
map.
Well, yeah, but sure, if Quill knows it, but he still needs to rely on the other two players on the team. And I'm not sure if that would, you know, net them a like better score than Indonesia would get. I don't know. Maybe they just were worried too much about whether Sweden would know it and felt confident on everything else. But given their SV skill in general, it seems a bit odd for that to be the ban. And these SVs not treating Sweden very well, with 2 breaks and some accuracy drops on their side, whereas all full combos above 99.6 for the side of Indonesia.
Unfortunately for Sweden here, there's no third player to abuse that weakness on the other team here. Indonesia always has a 3-man team that can perform well on any map at this level of difficulty. And they are doing superbly well here. Every single player above the 99.7. This might very well be the best Calamity Fortune team play we're gonna see. Oh, but not anymore. There's the miss by Lombit.
Also, shout out to the United States. I'm gonna take your words back. I'm gonna be a bit confident in my own team. But yes, their score is really, really good. Even with that miss from Lambert, their accuracy is absolutely insane overall. And with misses continually coming out from Sweden, I don't think there's any way for Indonesia to lose this at this point.
Yeah, there's just no way. India's just holding really, really strong here. That's gonna be it. There's nothing left really right now. It's gonna be a point once again for Indonesia. 4-0. 4-0.
This is possibly going into Sweden's final pick if Indonesia does win these next two. So they're going to have to do anything they can to bring it back.
That's a 992 again by Rem. It seems like every single time Rem plays a map, he just BBs. Or like, he just gets the top score of the room. I wonder, because quarterfinals, well, you already know it's going to get pretty nasty.
Yeah, it's quarterfinals is going to be pretty hard.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard. So I'm wondering if that's going to be already the stage where Lovely Serenade will be the player that shines instead of Rem. We'll have to see. Have to wait and see now. It's Sweden's pick. Have to take a point now, otherwise they probably won't have enough time to make that comeback happen.
The only thing they haven't really tried yet is just straight up accuracy. So maybe they want to go with something like Cynthia or her Majesty or something. So those are also pretty risky picks in general, just because of the nature of accuracy charts so early on. One miss and you might as well be out of it if the entire other team full combos because of how easy they are to act in general.
I mean, to be fair, you probably expect the whole Indonesian team to be one double S if you pick Cynthia. The question is, can you
expect
outact
that from a lot of teams, but this weekend has shown that that's not always the case. Whether that be missing in the last measure of the chart, or just having two players finding chokes elsewhere.
Yeah,
never really predict what's gonna happen on some of these.
I guess nerves are really a thing there. It's weird though, like Cynthia is like one of those maps that you can actually quite well autopilot and not have that big of an issue. Her Majesty is somewhat the same thing too, but is that what Sweden is looking for?
Because you can autopilot, but there's one section that gets like ridiculously dense in the middle, and then also throws in some split jump throws. And if you're autopiloting that, you're probably gonna miss on that section. It's hard to hit that while autopiloting. I have experienced 2 or 3 runs in practice where I was autopiloting through that section and just completely died. But they go beyond the earth, going with the release approach as opposed to LN consistency. Not sure I like this pick.
I don't know. It really comes down to Sweden's abilities to do well on this. I feel Indonesia is not going to do as well as we might expect initially. I think this is a map that it's just overall hard to accuracy, and Indonesia is shining right now due to their accuracies. Nixeria has some difficulties on Sakura Skip at points where he got even a 100. So when releases start to be so relevant in a map like this, I feel we might see chokes from Lord Borker and maybe accuracy drops from Nixeria Sama. But the question is if Sweden can make up for that, because Kratty is the long-known player they are looking for. But is he going to do well? Because he also has sometimes release issues. Cole is going to do well. It comes down to Benton Kratty versus Volker and Nixeria Sama matchup, really. I think it's a decent pick. I don't think it's bad. Maybe trying for accuracy was a bit too risky considering that Rem and Serenade are still there and you have to meet their ratios. And it hasn't happened so far on any other maps.
It's a pretty dangerous situation to be in if you're Sweden, for sure. I think, like, if you are Sweden, you're just kind of like feeling back to a wall almost. Like everything you've tried so far is just not working. And everything that was picked against you is also not working in your favor. So they kind of just have to go with something and hope that it works.
Pretty much, yeah. But it's also a matter of confidence, really. I feel that if Sweden just takes the point, morale boost might as well carry them to actually breakpoint even in the map. If Indonesia makes maybe a controversial pick after this one, maybe going for accuracy. And as I said, Lower Boker and Nixiria-sama were having quite big issues here with the releases in terms of accuracy.
Yeah, both of them being below 99% right now. Everyone on Sweden holding up pretty decent accuracy throughout this section. We'll have to see if they're able to hold combo through the, we call them inverse, which is arguably the hardest to hold combo through, but one of the easier sections to get accuracy on. So this is going to be pretty defining for both of these teams.
No misses though. No, not many actually accuracy drops either. Craddy though dropping below the 99 mark now. So it's just Coil a bit far away of Lovely Serenade, but Bento making up for that difference. Craddy and Lower Borker are pretty much equal now. But yeah, Sweden is starting to catch up. I mean Sweden, Indonesia is starting to catch up here.
Definitely being the difference that they need right now. Craddy falling a bit behind the players of Indonesia, but as long as they hold combo, they should be able to hold that lead with Bento's accuracy advantage.
Yeah, mostly because Coil is now also making up a difference against Lovely Serenade, so it's actually a pretty proper lead here by Sweden. They have like 0.5% of accuracy advantage now. And that is pretty good. If they just hold their combos, they probably shouldn't worry too much about accuracy at this point. If they have to get like an immense choke of accuracy in order to drop this point. But they have to keep their combos up. You can see there's like 20,000 points of difference-ish.
Oh yeah, and that lead is just growing through this ending section. Oh, Craddy drop, Craddy big drop. Uh-oh. Is this gonna be enough? It's really close to the end.
I don't know if there's enough time.
I don't think so. I don't. I think Sweden's got this. Sweden takes their first point in the match. Vento getting that top score in the lobby, definitely carrying his team to a point in this match.
And there you have it. As I called it, Beyond the Earth, proving to be difficult for Lower Boker and Nixiria-sama, as Nixiria had issues getting ratio as well. Sweden takes this point. And now Indonesia gets their pick again, but Sweden will live for another day now, and they have another pick to make, regardless of what happens now. So, looking at the pool here, what is Indonesia going to try and do now? Tomami all-nighter?
That would be one of the two choices, I would say. Deathmatch Divine being the other one. Just because I think that the capabilities of Indonesia should be able to take advantage of the speed that Sweden lacks. In terms, or at least speed accuracy that Sweden has been lacking throughout. Especially since Sweden did ban Japanese transformation. So that's probably what I would go for personally. But we'll just have to see what Indonesia's thought process looks like here.
I think anything that is not a land just makes sense overall. Like, they have to go for more risky and harder choices, I feel. Cynthia and her Majesty are kind of still untested. So you don't really know how well your accuracy is based on what we've seen so far. Indonesia looks to have the upper hand with Rem and Lovely Serenade, but you'll never know. In maps like Cynthia and Her Majesty are really hard to predict. So Death Mask, Divine, going for the harder Rice pick, or maybe Tomami all-nighter, which is more choke potential. Any of those should just work fine. I don't think Acid Burst is a choice for Indonesia. Maybe Sweden will go for that after this. But yeah, 10,000 tons of Anonymous letters also is not looking good at all.
Oh, is that their choice? 10,000 tons of
No, they're going for Majesty.
Oh no, it's not. They go with Her Majesty. That's an interesting choice. Testing the waters, I suppose, of accuracy. Though Jack accuracy is a bit interesting to look at from this kind of tournament perspective because it's the most different kind of accuracy that you'll see. Because what you'll notice from a lot of teams is that if they're good at, consistency, they'll usually be good at like jump stream accuracy and to a lesser extent like speed accuracy. But jacks are usually almost always so much easier to get good accuracy on. So teams are just able to go absolutely insane. And we were able to see stuff like that in like the Japan versus Brazil match where Intel got like 18 or 22 and Lotus got 8 300s on this chart. So it'll be interesting to see how this choice fares for the Indonesian team.
I think it's not too fair to compare Japan's Intel and Brazil's Lotus to any player in the tournament on this map, but we have seen very, very close scores actually. We have seen people getting ridiculous ratios for their average ratio on any other map. I think the most difficult thing here is just maintaining combo, because accuracy just comes alone if you can keep up with this map, but comboing through the 1/4 can prove to be a bit difficult to some teams, and I'm looking at Sweden mostly.
Yeah, I'd say that there are actually also a couple of choke points in this chart. Like I said, there's that dense section in the middle. There's also the long jack section with the mini jacks on 1 and 2, which can cause both accuracy chokes and breaks if you're not fully prepared for them. And then there's also a flam at the end that can catch people off guard. And if you try too hard to get accuracy on that flam, you might just rush it and miss. So there are plenty of opportunities for the players to mess up the chart everywhere. But it's really just dependent on whether their consistency is going to be able to hold them through those sections.
Alright then, we should be starting soon TM. About 5, 4, 3, and there we go.
And here we go. This is possibly either going to bring it 4-2 or bring Indo to match point. See whether their choice pays off in the end. But interesting to note is that Sweden still does have a pick after this now. And I'm not sure what they're going to go with. If they win, maybe the choice is obvious, go with Cynthia because accuracy seems to be fitting them well. But if they lose this, what do they go with?
That's a question that shall remain unanswered until the very end of this chart. And so far, so good for Indonesia. They are all holding over 99.94% accuracy, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, Vent actually was holding the highest accuracy in the lobby for a good period of time, dropping below Rem Fangirl now though. C-Talk's already finding a miss.
That is the issue with this kind of maps. The core jacks, it can very well be a very easy accuracy test to some players, but those who are on their limit of their physical capabilities, it can get super, super hard. I'm not saying this is the case for C-Dogs. He's holding pretty decent ratio here and he's actually doing fairly well, but it's the moment you drop your combo due to physical constrictions, it can get really, really bad if you just start rushing after one of those.
Yeah, here comes the dance section. This is where it's really easy to drop if you're autopiloting. No one seems to be making any mistakes. Yes, everyone hits those. Ooh,
there is
Zama. I don't think that lead's going to go in favor of Sweden, but it will get pretty close now. Another drop from Indonesia will likely give the lead to Sweden, or at least get it even closer. That accuracy lead might be exactly what Indonesia needs right now, though, to hold on.
Oh, what is that miss, Bento? What is that miss?
That was weird.
That was a very weird miss indeed, but I don't think, even without that, Sweden had a chance. The map was about to conclude, but there's another miss from Mysteria. That could have been so insanely close. Oh man, I'm now wondering, without that miss from Bento, would that have been enough?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so. Yeah, I was about to say score by Rem Fang again. By the way, 56-300.
Okay, cool.
You mean Coil? Yeah, I mean yes.
Cool.
Even Sweden asking Rem to stop.
Rem, stop. Don't do this. They're innocent people.
Think about the children.
Yeah, but now we got Sweden in a sticky situation. They just lost an accuracy choice, and so far they've lost SDs, LNs, and accuracy, and that's all that's remaining.
I think it's just 10,000 tons of anonymous letters. That's like 100% of the times a pick, I think. It's again one of those maps on long nose that can be hard to get good accuracy out of it due to release timings. And we have seen already Nixivia Sama struggling with that as well for Lord. But instead, they're gonna go for the most speed-oriented, the trickier Acid Burst. Wow, lovely Serenade.
Oh, called out one.
Called out, yeah. You see Race now joining the room here for Indonesia. Gonna replace Rem Panger for this longer charge.
Grady complimenting your LN charts. Rolling 3.
Wow.
Dang, BanchoBot calling out your LN charts too.
Okay, Banchaba, we're gonna have a talk after the stream.
They've all been either 50 or below. You still haven't gotten a sum of 103 rolls yet.
Dude, if you use 1 on any roll, it just goes down because the bot thinks it's a 1, so it miscalculates.
Yeah, that's it. It knows how words are pronounced.
Yes. Oh my God, Walter.
Dude, Bancho doesn't like your LN charts.
The one time he gets a good roll.
Quill 95.
Oh my God.
Thank you,
Swedish.
BanchoBot.
Swedish Banjo and BanchoBot just being BanchoBot.
BanchoBot knows how to do the bants.
After the time that BanchoBot predicted the 300 count from Lotus on top, I just trust him.
BanchoBot's always right. It doesn't matter.
Alright, so here we go with Acid Burst. Tricky long, no chart.
Intro not fair. Trady not feeling too well after that intro, but still not too bad. If anything, Quill bringing him back up though, so that lead on Indonesia's side isn't too large at this point. Definitely reachable at this point.
It is 100% within reach of Sweden here. The scores are actually quite close. But it's, again, every single player that is matching on the other side from Indonesia is just doing slightly better. There's like 0.1, 0.15% of advantage to every single one of the comparisons. Race versus Ben, Lovely Serenade versus Coil, and Nixivia Sama versus Grady. It will take a miss, maybe even a bit more than that. But this map is very hard to lose focus and drop like crazy.
Yeah. Something I'm gonna note here is that Sweden always tends to have pretty good starts to their respective maps, but as it goes on, they tend to just lose accuracy very consistently. Where they'll start off around 99.7 or 99.8, and then as the chart goes on, they just lose it and go down to like 99.5. Crady does end up finding a miss while I was saying that 5 full combo is still on the board, but unless Indonesia breaks, I don't see Sweden taking this point back in their favor.
Yeah, and even with a miss, they will need a miracle here. A miracle here. And that's gonna be it. The miss from Bent at the end, just sentencing the result here. 6-1. Indonesia takes the win with a triple full combo and acid burst.
Yeah, insane runs. It's a pretty good score overall. But Indonesia does win the match 6-1. They move on in the two winners quarterfinals. I believe they're facing off against Brazil next weekend. And then Sweden is not knocked out of the tournament yet, despite that loss. They are moved down to the losers bracket to face Japan, I want to say.
Oh, we'll see here on the winners bracket. Considering that Indonesia won, they're gonna face Brazil in quarters, and yes, Sweden will be facing Japan. Oh man,
that's not the most fun bracket to have there. Going straight from Indonesia into an even more difficult game to face.
Let's be super fair. Every team is stacked here. Like, I'm seeing the
you're
bracket now, and wow. Like, take Argentina out, maybe. The rest?
Everyone's so good.
Like, Malaysia got second. They managed to get into quarterfinal of winners bracket. France got first. They're very dangerous. They're playing France. They're playing Chile on the losers bracket, right? Rematch of the quarterfinals last year where Chile won by 92 points.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Got more quarterfinals action between Chile and France.
Even Canada versus Philippines.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Canada has a lot of powerhouses on their teams. Whether they're able to capitalize on it hasn't been fully seen yet. But as it gets later, Canada should be able to at least perform better to the extent that people, I think, expected them to, just given the overall skill sets of their players.
Will they hold on to the long capabilities of Poland, of Philippines? Because Philippines is a very good long no team, and Canada struggles with that, so could be a pretty interesting match. USA versus China as well, don't get me wrong. There's pretty much every single match remaining is going to be insane. Even though, like, Australia versus Argentina could be really close.
Yeah, definitely a lot of